Hello and welcome to iCatholic. I'm Wendy Grace. Well, here in Ireland there is a synod process happening. But what is a synod? What is a synodal process and what does it mean for you and I? Joined with me in studio to help us navigate it, I have Bishop Denis Nulty. Bishop Denis, thanks for joining us.
Wendy, thank you. Lovely to be with you again here on iCatholic.
Let's start with that. What is a synod? What's it all about?
It's a great one. Pope Francis loves the concept of synod. Synod comes from the Greek, walking together, to walk together, synodus, to accompany one another. Pope Francis has had a synod on young people, a synod on the family, in fact, two of them, and also the Pan-Amazon Synod, where he brought the people from a region in South America. So he is very, I suppose, big into the synod concept. And I think he's anxious that we as church move in this synodal way. In other words, rather than a hierarchical structure where everything is decided by bishops and bishops have a critical role in church as teachers, but also that the sense of the people is also important and that people at a local level, in some ways, have a say, not in a parliamentary, but are discerned and we listen to what is going on at a local level about key issues that are important for people in church.
So really it's about that walking with each other, that listening process. But how does it work for just the average person? How do they let their views be known?
It's going to happen at parish level. Parish, by far, is the level where everything happens well, because people know their local priest, their parish council, the team in their parish, the religious, those involved in the heart of the parish. So in every parish in our country, there will be an engagement. And it's, again, up to people to say, I want to be involved. But Wendy, the synod is not just for those who go to Mass regularly or tune into the church regularly. It's also for those who maybe have fallen to one side, who have stopped practicing for different reasons.
You want to know why?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a chance to say, what have we done? What has happened that has made your faith less important in life? And I know that the pandemic time, some people stopped going to Mass, couldn't go to Mass. They weren't public Masses, they were on webcams. So people got out of the practice. So how do you get back into it again? Let's engage. The three, of course, words they'll use all the time is communion, participation, and mission. And there'll be questions on each of those themes in listening circles at parish level.
And when do we have to let our voices be heard by?
Well, the timeline is in Kildare and Loughlin and in Ossory, both the dioceses that I have an involvement at the moment. Both dioceses have a timeline towards the Chrism Mass. So I think every diocese in the country will be moving towards Chrism Mass will be a point where at least we know that the listening Lent has happened. Lent is over at that stage. And then after Lent, in Easter, all the submissions will be synthesised by the team in your diocese at a local level who are leading the synod, and they will present a kind of a diocesan response that will be sent to the Bishop Conference, and in time then that will be sent to Rome.
Okay, so all people from all over the world will be filtering into this process then?
I love this, Wendy. This is the largest conversation, the largest consultation that has ever happened in our world. It's happened because Pope Francis asked us to have this synod on synodality.
Okay, so the responses are drawn together in Ireland and around the world. They go to Rome. What happens next then? In other words, what is this going to inform this process? Is it for change or just a listening process to say how can we better connect with people, or do we even know where it might go?
This is critical. It's a listening process. It's a listening process to see what's happening in our church. What's going to happen is, when synthesised, all is sent to Rome with the idea that there will be a synod in Rome on synodality in October 2023. So that will be a big moment in our church. But here in Ireland, to complicate matters even wonderfully so, we have the Irish synodal pathway. In other words, the conversations during Lent will continue over the next number of years towards asking, what does God ask of the Irish church, of me, of you today? So that conversation will continue. And I have absolutely no doubt that that conversation will lead to some changes in our church, because that's important as well. Change brings new life and new beginnings.
Something that you're definitely not a stranger to is this process yourself in your own diocese, this idea of listening, asking people to get in touch with you. And I know one of the things that you do is confirmation age children, you say, write to me, and you get lots of letters, and one of them kind of sums up what we're talking about perfectly.
Powerfully well. Ola wrote to me, and I'm confirming Ola in a couple of weeks' time. And I asked her, first of all, about COVID. How was COVID for her? And she said, COVID had its ups and downs, but I'm glad we turned back to some sort of normality. She said, I want to help in our church by serving at Mass. I want to help younger people to stay closer to God. But Bishop, It'd be great if you could tell pupils how much they're valued in our church, in our community, in our society, and encourage them to come back to church. It would also be great for young people to know that they will be listened to. This is Ola writing to me, asking that young people are listened to. It shows you, Wendy, how important this listening process is.
Yeah, and the wisdom of a little girl who's probably 12 or 13 or something like that.
Absolutely.
So this process is an exciting one. It's one of walking together. It's one of hopefully opening new doors and reconnecting people. I guess the message is get involved in it.
I'm so excited. Get involved. There's no point in saying we weren't told about it, we didn't know about it. Please get involved, get engaged, get connected.
Great.
Communion, participation, mission.
They are the keys. And you can log on to your local diocesan website. If you're in the Diocese of Kildare and Leighlin, it's candle.ie, where you can find out how you can get involved with your thoughts for this synodal process. But as I say, just log on to whatever diocese is local to you so you can get involved.